Here are 10 signs that can guide you toward God's will, according to St. Therese of Lisieux, also known as the Little Flower. St. Therese was a renowned French Carmelite nun, whose profound spiritual insights and teachings continue to inspire people around the world. Her emphasis on simplicity, childlike trust, and unwavering devotion to God has made her a beloved figure in the Christian faith. Central to her teachings is the notion that discerning God's will is a vital aspect of the spiritual journey. Through her writings and personal experiences, St. Therese outlined these 10 signs as a roadmap for those seeking to align their lives with the divine plan. These signs delve into the depths of one's faith, character, and relationship with God, offering profound insights into the path of spiritual growth and alignment with God's will. 1. Desire for a holiness. St. Therese believed that a genuine longing for holiness is a foundational sign of being aligned with God's will. This desire isn't just about wanting to be a good person, but an intense, burning yearning to be closer to God and to live according to His commandments. It's a desire that goes beyond mere external actions and reaches deep into one's heart and soul. When you possess this fervent desire, you actively seek opportunities for spiritual growth through prayer, self-examination, and acts of kindness. It's a recognition that true happiness and fulfillment come from living in accordance with God's plan, and this longing drives you to pursue holiness with unwavering dedication. 2. Peace in difficult circumstances. St. Therese believed that God's will often leads to inner peace, even when external circumstances are challenging. This inner peace is a profound sense of calm and trust that can only come from a deep faith in God's providence. When life throws obstacles, pain, or uncertainty your way, and you can maintain this sense of tranquility, it's a powerful indication that you are walking in God's will. It doesn't mean that you won't experience distress or sorrow, but it does mean that even in the midst of these trials, you are confident in God's presence and purpose, and this trust in His plan sustains you. 3. Submission to superiors and authority. St. Therese emphasized obedience and humility as key virtues in discerning God's will. This sign is especially relevant in our relationships with those in positions of authority or guidance, such as parents, teachers, or employers. When you willingly submit to their direction, it reflects a profound trust in God's providence. Your obedience and humility demonstrate that you are open to God's guidance through legitimate channels, recognizing that He may use these authorities to direct your path. This submission isn't a blind following, but a conscious choice to yield to the wisdom and authority of others for the sake of spiritual growth and alignment with God's plan. It reflects a humble recognition that God's will can be revealed through the guidance of others in your life. 4. Detachment from worldly desires. St. Therese advocated for simplicity and detachment from material possessions and worldly desires as a means of drawing closer to God. Detachment is the willingness to hold material wealth, status, and comfort lightly, recognizing their transitory nature. When you find that your attachment to these worldly things is diminishing, and your heart is becoming more focused on spiritual matters, it's a sign that you are aligning with God's will. This detachment doesn't mean rejecting all material possessions, but rather holding them in a way that allows you to use them for God's purposes, rather than being enslaved by them. It's a gradual process of letting go of the things that hinder your spiritual growth and embracing the things that foster it. 5. Contentment in the present moment. St. Therese's teaching emphasized living in the present moment and finding joy in everyday tasks. When you can find contentment and gratitude in your current circumstances, even if they are not ideal, it's a sign that you are in tune with God's will. This attitude stems from an understanding that God is present in every moment of your life, and by fully embracing the present, you can encounter Him in the ordinary aspects of your day. It's not about seeking happiness in some future state or waiting for ideal conditions. Instead, it's about recognizing that God's will is unfolding in the here and now, and your willingness to be present and engaged in this moment is a testament to your alignment with His plan. This perspective allows you to see the beauty and purpose in the seemingly mundane aspects of life, making your journey towards God's will more meaningful. 6. Loving and serving others. A central theme in St. Therese's teachings is the importance of selfless love and service to others. When you prioritize loving and helping those around you with a genuine heart, it's a sign that you are participating in God's plan of love for humanity. This love is not conditional. It extends to friends and strangers alike. It's a love that is rooted in the recognition of the divine image present in every person. By consistently demonstrating this selfless love, you are aligning with God's will. As Jesus Himself emphasized the greatest commandment, to love God and love your neighbor as yourself. This act of love can manifest in various ways, from small acts of kindness in your daily interactions to larger acts of service in your community. It's a reflection of your commitment to living out the gospel values and participating in God's ongoing work of love and redemption. 7. Perseverance in prayer. St. Therese placed great importance on persistent and heartfelt prayer as a means of discerning God's will. When you maintain a consistent and deep prayer life, it's a sign that you are actively seeking God's guidance and allowing Him to reveal His plan to you over time. Prayer isn't just a one-way conversation, but a way to enter into a deeper relationship with God, where you can listen as well as speak. Through prayer, you open yourself to His promptings, inspirations, and invitations. It's a practice that requires patience and trust, as God's timing may not always align with your own. But by persevering in prayer, you demonstrate your commitment to following His will and relying on His wisdom to guide your path. 8. Spiritual growth and transformation. As you progress on your spiritual journey, you will naturally experience growth and transformation. St. Therese believed that this growth, marked by a deepening love for God and others, is a clear sign of being in harmony with God's will. It's a transformative process that occurs as you continually strive to become more Christ-like in your thoughts, actions, and attitudes. You may notice positive changes in your character, such as increased patience, compassion, and humility. This spiritual growth isn't stagnant, but dynamic, and it leads to a greater capacity to love and serve others. It's a sign that you are actively cooperating with God's grace and allowing Him to shape you into the person He intends you to be. 9. Acceptance of suffering. St. Therese viewed suffering as a means of drawing closer to God and doing His will. When you embrace suffering with patience and trust, it can be a sign that you are aligning with His plan. This acceptance of suffering is not about seeking pain, but acknowledging that it is an inevitable part of human existence, whether it's physical, emotional, or spiritual suffering. Viewing it as an opportunity for spiritual growth and union with God is a hallmark of following His will. It's a recognition that even in the midst of pain and hardship, God can work to bring about good and draw you closer to Him. This perspective allows you to endure suffering with grace and perseverance, knowing that it is part of the journey towards greater spiritual maturity. 10. Seeking God's will above all else. The ultimate sign of being in God's will, according to St.Therese, is a sincere desire to seek His will above all other desires and ambitions. It's a wholehearted commitment to prioritize God's plan for your life, even when it may differ from your own hopes and dreams. This sign reflects a profound level of spiritual maturity and surrender. It means letting go of your ego, your own plans, and your own agenda in favor of God's perfect plan. It involves a deep trust that God's plan is far greater and more fulfilling than anything you could imagine for yourself. This unwavering commitment to God's will is a profound act of faith and surrender, demonstrating that you are willing to follow Him wherever He leads, even when the path is uncertain. In conclusion, St. Therese of Lisieux's teachings provide profound insights into discerning God's will. These signs, when present in your life, offer guidance and assurance that you are on the path that God has chosen for you. Whether it's through a burning desire for a holiness, inner peace, obedience, detachment, contentment, selfless love, prayer, spiritual growth, acceptance of suffering, or a wholehearted commitment to seeking God's will above all else. These signs can help you navigate your spiritual journey and deepen your relationship with the divine. Incorporating these 10 signs into your life, as taught by St. Therese of Lisieux, can be a transformative journey towards a deeper connection with God and a greater understanding of His will. As you reflect on these profound insights, we invite you to take practical steps in your spiritual journey. Subscribe to our channel for more inspirational content. Like and share this video with others who may benefit from St. Therese's wisdom. And explore our channel for a wealth of resources that can help you on your path to spiritual growth and discernment. Together, let us continue to seek God's will and walk the path of faith with courage and devotion.